So first I would like to thank Ms. Suggs for allowing me the opportunity to come out and speak to you young ladies. And it is my hope that I share something with you today that penetrates a part of you, that activates a part of you to go out and live your best life. Then I would like to congratulate the honor students for your hard work and dedication, because it's not easy to stay focused in a world where so much is going on around you. You got social media, you got crime, you got, probably a child. And it's hard to stay focused when you got all of that going on. So I commend you, young women, for staying committed to your success. There's a quote by Maya Angelou that I like that goes like this: there's no greater agony than a story untold. So here's my story. I grew up in the Footstone housing projects in South Memphis, Tennessee, across the street from Booker T. Washington High School, the best high school in the world. Yeah. I became a teen mom when I was 15 years old. And I would live in those housing projects until I became 25 and married my husband. Being a teen mom, it wasn't easy, and I wasn't ready. And for a long time, I sucked big time. I was clueless. I was frustrated. I was hurt. Most of all, I felt very lonely. Because when I became a teen mom, my mom abandoned my brothers and I, walked out of my life at the most crucial time in my life. And I didn't know how to process it, so I processed it by saying, I don't care, and I'ma love my baby, and she ain't gotta worry about me, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I tried to convince myself to believe. But that hurt and that pain and that bitterness that I had in my heart toward my mom, I would then pass that down to my child. Very mean mom, very frustrated mom, did not have the love and nurturing that I needed to give my daughter. I'm being honest. I'm being very transparent. When I used to tell this story, I couldn't tell it because I hadn't allowed myself to feel the pain of that I really did let my child down. But hey, God forgave me, and I'm standing before you today. But watching my child spiral when she became an adolescent was the darkest time of my life. There's nothing like watching your child hurt and you can't do anything about it. I remember one night laying in my bed. It was snowing so hard in Chicago, and my daughter had begged me to come home. She was like, Mama, I want to get myself together. Can I come home? And then just like every time I would tell her, yes, baby, you can come home. Because every time I wanted to believe that my child wanted to get herself together. So I would let her come home. And on this particular night, she came home. But later on that evening, my middle child would come up and say, Mama, my sister gone again. And I can remember laying there feeling like a ton of bricks was on my body, like something was holding me down, but it was God holding me down. It was God telling me to let go and let him. And I can remember crying, the tears rolling down the side of my face as I wept. And I told God, I can't let go of my child. I can't not get up and go out there in the snow and chase after my child. And God simply said to me that you're trying to fix it. You're trying to change her, and I'm trying to change you. Ooh. You trying to do what, God? Yeah, some stuff you need to deal with. You can't get to that child until you deal with your heart. I said, what, God? And on that next day I got up out the bed, I was different. I was a different person. I was a different mom. And from that day on, I decided to work on me and let God work on my child. You see, a lot of stuff that I was struggling with, I passed it on to my child. The hurt, the bitterness, the shame, the unforgiveness, I dumped that on her because I didn't know what to do with it. And that's how we do in life. We go through so much, and our loved ones get the residuals from our unresolved issues, and it's not fair. And I shared that story with you to say that to be successful in this lifetime, you got to deal and heal. Say it with me. You have to deal and heal. You have to deal with the issues that are in your heart, because it's going to hijack your beautiful life. So right now I'm going to share with you 7 things you need to be a successful young woman in this today's society. First, you need to be committed to yourself. You need to set the example and be committed to all that is you, all that God has given you, and be committed to that, because no one is going to do it unless you go first. You have to go first in your own life. You have to show up in your own life. And then God starts sending people. So be committed to your goals, your dreams, your children, if you have any. Then you got to have hope. Always hope. Always hope that there's going to be a better day. Always hope that there's going to be a better tomorrow. Because it is. They said joy comes in the morning and trouble don't last always, and it don't. Always hope that tomorrow is going to be brighter and better, because it is. Then you have to acknowledge who you are, where you are, and what you need. And most of all, acknowledge those people in your life that make it amazing, that allow you to be able to go out in the world and do the things you need to do for you so you can reach your goals, like the teacher and the neighbor and the lady at church. God gives you those people for a reason, because there's a work that he's trying to finish in you, and he's going to send you all you need so you can finish that work. So appreciate those people, acknowledge those people, tell those people thank you. Tell them that you love them and you appreciate them. Then you got to have a non-negotiable attitude about your life. You can't be easily swayed out here. Everybody's going to have an idea about what you should do with your life. But God already told you what you need and what he wants you to do. He has shown you in your life why you are here. And if he hasn't yet, keep living. And for those he has shown in your life, be non-negotiable. Your friends may be doing this over here. Don't be bothered with that. You stand your ground on what you believe that God is telling you about your life. And you press forward and push through. Then you got to be determined. No matter how tired you feel, how hurt, how frustrated, how worried. You got to be determined to see this thing through to the end. Determined to walk this thing out. You got to walk this thing called life out. It ain't no sprint. It's a marathon. You got to walk it out. You got to walk it like you talk it. Talk it like you walk it. You got to walk this thing out, ladies. Because Superman ain't coming. God ain't coming. I'm sorry to tell you. God ain't coming. You're going to have to put that cape on yourself and show up. Be determined to win at this thing called life, no matter what. Then you got to reach for the universe, past the universe, reach past the universe. And I say the universe and not the stars because guess what? Your goals got to be like stupid big. So God got to show you things so big so that you don't really believe them. And you don't believe that they can happen, but he has to give them to you like that so he can stretch you. So big that when you tell your friends, they don't believe you. So big that when you tell your friends, they probably walk away because they think you're crazy. Reach past the universe. Dream really, really big so you can stretch yourself. So you can go in new rooms and new places and meet new people. Because that's how you grow. You can't grow with the same people you grew up with. You can't grow going to the same places. So reach past the universe. And then you have to accept yourself. You have to get up every day, affirm who you are, look in the mirror and like everything you see. Your natural hair, your freckles and your moles, your big nose, your long neck. You have to love that. Because ain't nobody gonna love it like you do. You have to accept who you are because God made you unique. There's no other person in this world like you. There's no other Chandra Nicole. And after 40 years, another transparent moment. I love being Chandra Nicole. She's pretty dope. She's so dope. She's so mess with herself sometimes. God made me. I'm His. He loved me. He changed my life when I accepted who I am. And last, you have to persevere. And persevere is simply keeping it moving in spite of, pushing through. No matter how tired you get, how weary, you got to keep going because life is going to happen and it's not going to always be a bed of roses. It's not going to always be sweet. But you got to promise yourself that you're going to get up again. And one thing I know, nobody perseveres like a teen mom or a young lady that society has cast out. We don't have no choice but to persevere. We can't give up on us. We just can't. So I charge you, young ladies of APP, I charge you, little sisters, to push through your past because you no longer live there. Push through your pain because it no longer serves you. Push through a poverty mindset because God wants to give you so much more, little sister. Push through. You're going to have to come through for you and push through until you do. My name is Chandra Nicole. Thank you.